4 game wardens here in Maverick County. Throughout the entire state, y'all know how big Texas is, right? Okay. Well, throughout the entire state of Texas, there's only 530 of us. There's actually about 500 game wardens that are working. The other 3 are in the administration level. Well, just think about it. 500 game wardens for the entire state of Texas. Okay, there's approximately 800 border patrol just at Eagle Pass. So there's not a whole lot of us. So we reach out to the public to help us when they see a violation that's dealing with parks and wildlife to help us out. And we have a trailer here that is called the Operation Game Thief trailer. Operation Game Thief is a program where the public, the citizens, contact us and say, hey, there's a parks and wildlife violation here. Can y'all help? And we make the scene and we take action. So Jake and I have y'all's help to where we're able to do our jobs easier and be more efficient. Now, as Mr. Gloria stated, we are state peace officers. We're just like state troopers, Eagle Pass PD, Maverick County Sheriff's Office. But on top of that, we're conservation officers. Show of hands, y'all know what conservation means, right? Yeah. Okay. So what that means is that the state of Texas sets laws for hunting and fishing. These laws regulate how many species can be taken during that specific season. So it's our job to make sure that every hunter, every fisherman obeys those laws. Here in Maverick County, you're allowed to take 5 deer. That is because Maverick County has a large amount of deer. Very, very well populated. There's other parts of Texas where there are only 3 deer that can be harvested in that county. That is because that county does not have enough deer. Or their ecosystem, population, everything just starts going down. So, fishing, that's another one. Okay, at what age, show of hands, at what age you think you have to purchase a fishing license?
16.
Close. Go one more higher.
18.
One more higher. 16. One more higher.
17.
17. Okay, at the age of 17 is when you need to buy a hunting license, a fishing license. A hunting license, regardless of the age, if you're 3 years old and you want to hunt in Texas, say you want to shoot rabbits, you need a hunting license. So right now, you're able to fish for free in the state of Texas until you turn 17. So take advantage of it, okay? We're getting ready to have a youth kid fish. You can get details at Academy and Walmart. It happens in June. It's a lot of fun. Game wardens are there, Walmart's there, and a bunch of other businesses from Eagle Pass, Maverick County. Now, going back to the fishing. In our trailer, we have some nets that were seized. And these nets were used to catch a large amount of fish. They set these large nets out, and in a couple of hours, they fill that net up with hundreds and hundreds of fish. Okay, so think about it. If I throw a net out, Mr. Gloria throws a net out, Jake throws a net out, and we're doing this every day, catching thousands of fish. What do you think would happen to those fish, the population of that fish?
The population will decrease.
Will decrease, right? We have animals in this trailer that hunters were unaware of what species it was. They confused it with another species. Well, that species is no longer in Maverick County Eagle Pass. And we're going to go over that species shortly. Yes, ma'am.
You know, the net for when you catch thousands of fish.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm trying to compare it with those things in the ship I see sometimes I read some books and I see that like some ships catch it with a big net.
Right. Okay. What she's talking about is those nets on these commercial fishing boats. What it is down the coast, we have these large vessels. And they have these large nets, and what they do is these troll nets they use to catch large amounts of shrimp, fish, and what it is it's for commercial purposes. That's where we get our fish when we go to H-E-B, and you see that fresh fish, that's where that comes from. That's done legally. What we're talking about is just the average person dropping nets. So going back to who we are and what we do, we enforce all state laws. We can make a traffic stop if somebody runs a stop sign, if somebody disregards a traffic control device, which is like a red light, we're able to enforce that. But our main focus is conservation. So with conservation, we have to be all over the place, right? We just can't be on public roadways. So our department issues all of us four-wheel drive trucks. I have my own four-wheel drive truck, so does Jake. We also have our own boat. We also have our own four-wheeler, right? Because we need different methods of patrol to be able to get to this ranch. If we're gonna jump from one ranch to another ranch, it's a lot easier for us to patrol in four-wheelers, right? So we have to change it up. We have to be on the water. and we have to be on land. We also have air units, and those help out a lot. In West Texas, we also have game wardens that are assigned horses. So they patrol West Texas on horseback. How many of y'all enjoy horseback riding? Yeah, could you imagine doing that all day getting paid? It's an awesome job, ain't it? So there's different methods for us to patrol in. And as far as the boats go, just about every single game warden in Texas has their own vessel. So I'm gonna let Jake talk about the vessels and some other stuff on what we do.
Okay. When Rick Perry was governor of the state of Texas, he named us the Texas Navy. The reason for that is because we have the most vessels out of any law enforcement agency in the state of Texas. The reason for that is because we're called on for natural disasters. Can somebody tell me what a natural disaster is? Give me an example.
A landslide.
Okay, yeah, that'll be one. Yes, sir.
Tornado.
Tornado? Yes, ma'am. Earthquake? Something like that, right? What happens a lot here in Eagle Pass? Most recently, like what, back in October, it was real bad.
I guess a thunderstorm.
Okay, what happens when a thunderstorm? Floods, that's right, flash floods. Well, we were called on by the EOC, which is the Emergency Office of Command, and they called us out, and we had to go help people get rescued from their houses out on Thompson Road. When the water rise, we were going in with our vessels to rescue people, take them to drier land. So that's another big part of our of what we had to do as Texas game wardens. As Jason was saying about the OGT trailer outside, does everybody know what a poacher is?
Yes.
Okay, a poacher is anybody who takes some kind of animal or fish illegally somehow or some way. You can either do it by hunting on somebody else's property, you can do it by using one of the nets he talked about, you can do it even without having a hunting license. You can even do it if you do have a hunting license if you take more than what you're required per day. Okay, so during dove season you have 15 per day. If you kill 20, well, you're also considered a poacher in our eyes. Okay, anything that harms the environment or harms any kind of animal that's able to be taken. All right. In this trailer, everything that you see in there was alive at one time. So it's all dead now, but the reason it was dead is because somebody killed it illegally or they caught it illegally. And what we did is that we made cases, or game wardens made cases on it from around the state of Texas, and then they took those animals and put them in this trailer so we could come around and show it for educational purposes. So everything you see in that trailer, you can find anywhere between San Antonio, Eagle Pass, and Laredo. They're native to this area of Texas, okay? Does everybody know what native means? Can somebody tell me what native means? Yes, sir.
Like familiar or?
Yeah, they originated here, right? They weren't brought in. So when you get something exotic like your axis deer or black buck, something like that was brought into the state of Texas, then that's considered exotic.
We also have a lot of information on those animals. So make sure that you're paying attention and make sure you're quiet so that everybody can get that information, okay? If you have a question while we're out there, go ahead and ask the question. But the only thing is we're going to be limited to 15 minutes on each side of the trailer so we can come back in here and y'all can ask us as many questions as y'all want to ask us, okay? Sound like a plan?
Yes.
Well, that black bear was struck in Bracketville. It was struck by a vehicle, and unfortunately we had to dispatch it, but our agency decided to get it taxidermied so that we could all enjoy him. Down here we have a red fox. That is a mature red fox, okay? That's as big as that red fox gets. Over here we have his cousin, okay? And that is a mature fox as well, but a different species. Now, what color is he? Gray. So what do you think he is? Gray fox. Easy stuff. You can tell me what this bird is here.
Vulture.
It is a turkey, correct. Look at the coloration. You know how colorful his plumage is? Look at the red and blue on his head. Now, do y'all think this is a male or a female?
Male. Female.
No, there is a male. Y'all were right the first time. This is a male turkey. A male turkey is also referred to as a tom. Okay? Now, why is it that most of your males are colorful, very, very bright? And that's in all species. Birds, your fur-bearing animals. Why is that? So they can attract the female, correct, so that they can reproduce, right? Why are the females dull in color? They're boring. They're brown, light brown, tans. Why is that the females are that color? That's somewhat right. Yes, sir.
Not to get too much attention from the predators.
Exactly, to not get too much attention from the predators. Now, why do they need that protection? Listen, why do they need that protection? Okay.
the male waterfowl birds, they have to have the beautiful colors to attract the females, okay? It's not like in the human race, where the women wear all the pretty colors, right, and the lipstick, all right? But there's a reason for that. Think of survival. Why do you think that the female ducks or the female waterfowl species have to be more of a dull color? Think of survival. Can somebody raise their hand and tell me? Yes, sir. Camouflage, good job. They have to have the camouflage to blend in with the environment to hide from what? Predators. Good job. So what is the alligator to the duck?
A predator.
The alligator is a predator and the duck is the
White.
prey. Good job. Good job. Cougar, mountain lion, or puma, it's the same animal, okay? If you ever hear that, it's the same animal. What about the pelt next to it?
Bobcat.
Bobcat, good job. Two reasons that a mountain lion and a bobcat are different from each other. So if you're in a hunting blind and these two cats walk out, you'll be able to tell the difference. Can anybody tell me what the differences are? Okay, colors, the spots. Okay, raise your hand. What else? The tail, that's right. The mountain lion's gonna have obviously a longer tail than the bobcat, right? The bobcat is known for a bobtail, that's why it's a bobcat, okay? Well, this one, it calls fish to the top of the surface. What happens is there's a crank in there, and the poacher will turn the crank and it generates electricity. And then they have two metal wires that are dropped into the water. And what happens when electricity and water combine? Puts off a pretty good shock, right? Electric shock. Well, this type of cheating system works best on skinfish. Skinfish are catfish, while every other kind of fish is a scale fish, like these bass. They have scales on them. Well, the electric shock works better on the skinfish because they don't have the scales to protect them. So what happens when they generate this electricity? It hits the fish, and the fish have a float sac in their bodies, which allows them to move horizontally up and down in the water. Just like you and I, when we're swimming, we have our lungs are full of oxygen, we'll float, and as soon as we start letting oxygen out, we start to sink, right? Same way with the fish. So when this electric current hits them, it shoots them straight up to the top. It doesn't kill them, it just stuns them. And then the poacher will come by and he'll scoop them up in a net, and then that way he's cheating the system, okay?